My name is Rong Chen. I founded the Elastos project in year 2000. And the Elastos actually means three things. First of all, elastic compute, meaning we are going to build virtual machines all across the internet, across the web. Of course, a related project would be Amazon's elastic compute, which has the only virtual machines in the cloud instead of across the internet. The second meaning of Elastos is because of this operating system for the network, and we cannot have versioning, we cannot have device drivers, we cannot have daemons to make it safer, right? And of course, the third meaning of Elastos, it's more like a rubber, a virtual machine, a digital condom, so to speak. So then we can defend viruses from spreading. Because when we think about the value internet or the internet of assets, which is coming up, a lot of people talk about it related to blockchain, is actually we're sharing code peer-to-peer instead of sharing data peer-to-peer, which is the last internet. With a URL, you get a web page. Now with a URL, you get instant programs. And to get instant programs, of course, you need to have virtual machines in response to the spreading of viruses. That's why we need this novel new technology to prohibit applications from sending any network packets on their own. They have to be delegated to the network OS to send messages, any network messages. So then we hope to raise the bar for DDoS attacks, to middleman attacks, or to viruses to a completely new level, so we can have a trust to share digital assets, so we can get payments or incentives peer-to-peer without intermediaries. So we want to build this decentralized internet. Then the miners actually are working there for a very simple reason. They want to get incentivized. And that said, the mining purpose actually, the side effect of it, so then we can boot up an internet without middlemen, without those big internet giants. That's the only way we see currently. So then we have to have a ELA to reward the miners, which we are doing merge mining with Bitcoin community. Actually, the people who buy the mining machines, they can mine Bitcoin and ELA coin at the same time. We open to mining by the end of this year, 2018. Digital assets, as I said, people are now to realize it's possible to share Bitcoins between one another without intermediaries. But then in terms of sharing digital assets, anything bigger than a number, anything like a blob of data, then we have to share the code as well, the code which interprets the data. Otherwise, there's no way we know who is taking advantage, who is manipulating the data. That's one way to explain what is digital assets shared on Elastos. The second reason we gave is the main chain is very pure and simple. It's only for the mining, so which is like a gold standard of the internet, of the whole smart economy. And the applications actually on top would have their own sidechains. For example, the websites, which is built out of consensus instead of built out of just say one organization. For that kind of websites or sub-ecosystems, like we have gold standard, then we can build sub-economies. And sub-economy would have their own tokens or cryptocurrencies, so to speak, just like we have gold standard, then you have American dollar, then you have Europe, euros and Chinese yuan. And so basically it's a hierarchy, right? And not only it's for performance reasons, it's also actually true in real life as well. Then the sidechains are actually built for sub-economies or the sub-consensus or sub-websites. We're going to have a single public chain, which is the Elastos Ledger public chain. But then we do intend to port other smart contracts, the virtual machines, like a EVM for Ethereum kind of virtual machines on top of our sidechains. Because we don't believe in running smart contracts on the main chain, because I believe the main chain should be part of the operating system, should be hidden from applications, from consumers. But then, like websites, consensus-based websites, and the subledgers, which could be built on subchains with their own versions of smart contracts. So we're not going to invent many more of smart contracts on our own. We intend to support multiple different versions of smart contracts. If you think operating system, for example, they're going to support Java, C#, Basic, C. Whatever the consumers prefer, the operating system will facilitate. We are collaborating with Bitmain. We are actually jointly developed the so-called merge mining algorithms and merge mining machines. So then the same hardware could mine Bitcoin and Elastos coin at the same time. It's also to Bitmain's interest to support a new smart economy based on this new internet, this Elastos internet, so to speak. So they want to use the proceeds, actually the angel investment into Elastos. They want to set up a fund with that money to support ecosystems, in particularly the mining algorithms and sidechains. Days ago, we started the very first DApps hacker marathon in Beijing. We're going to have very simple DApps coming up in a week or so. But then for serious DApps, we expect to release Elastos DApps SDK, very first version. We call it the 0.1 version in August. So then we expect to see DApps in August. But then full-blown types of DApps, more like similar to Zapier or Telegram, decentralized Zapier, decentralized Telegram-like DApps, probably by the end of the year. We are talking to Far Eastern Airline of Taiwan. We're also talking with the Urban Catalyst of London. Both of them actually showed interest to use ELA to experiment actually in their business. The Far Eastern Airline not only runs a very local regional commercial airline, they also, because it's a tourist-oriented airline, they own five-star hotels, they own resorts, they own like convenience stores, they own franchises in some local areas of Taiwan and China. So they want to experiment cryptocurrencies in the region, in that island called Penghu Island, actually very tiny island where they can practice, right? They can try different cryptocurrencies to purchase airline tickets, to buy hotel rooms, to purchase convenience store foods, etc. And similarly with Urban Catalyst, they also own dormitories at South Bank University of London. They also own video studios, and so then, because we're talking about sharing short videos or digital assets peer-to-peer, so they would like to use ELA or Elastos Internet to experiment. I see blockchain brings a new, bigger tidal wave to the current internet. The current internet is the internet of data, internet of information. We click on the URL, we get a web page, or we share the photos and messages through social networks. But the new internet will be sharing digital assets, sharing ebooks, selling ebooks peer-to-peer, selling movies, selling games peer-to-peer, which definitely will have much bigger impact to our life than the previous internet. So I am very excited to see the combination, actually, the internet combined with blockchain technology instead of just the blockchain alone, because of all the sharing, all the applications actually running on the internet. But with the enabler of the blockchain, which give us really like a catalyst, right? Bring the whole thing, raise it to a completely new level.